So I said, you know, if we rewind, right? You know, the game has changed so, tremendously, and you had a chance to get a feel of sales, right? So remember how we talked about sales, and you knew what it was to go, or if you didn't go diamond, if you didn't go gold, but you kind of understood, right? Right. The process of sales and everything else, right? Yeah, indie, right? I need to understand what streams is. How do you know what I mean? Because I never really
it's a whole different ball game.
Give me something, man, because I say that, right? Because a lot of times people don't understand what independent really means as an artist. Like, when you come from a world where you had a chance, right, to, like you said, to give a project in, snatch up front money, you dig what I'm saying? And even if the deal was that you sold, let's just say 20,000 units, you seen it, you got it early. Help us really understand, right?
I mean, if you got leverage, you can still walk in the building and walk out with a check. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
So yeah, so that's always a goal, even as an indie. You know what I'm saying? Streaming is different. So streaming is obviously is not the same price point as you selling the product. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, 1,500 streams equal one sale. Somebody has to stream a song 1,500 times for it to count as 1.99 download. You know what I'm saying? Or 1,500 sales as one product, as one tangible buy for an album. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a different grind, it's a different game. I'm not super opposed to it. You know, obviously you don't make the same money you make just traditionally selling a project, but I kind of liken sales to a one-time transaction. I put a project out, you go in the store, you buy the album, you give them $10. You know what I'm saying? I make $7 off that. We done. Our business is finished. Now you take the CD, you listen to it, you do what you want. You lose it, you might buy another one. You might upload it to your computer, put it on your phone. With streaming, we have a continuous transaction. Anytime you want to listen to the song, you pull it up on your Spotify, your Apple Music, or Tidal, or wherever you stream. You know what I'm saying?
Do it vary per each?
Does what vary?
The stream, as far as the sale is concerned.
Tidal allegedly pays the most per stream to the artist. But I'll tell you this, any indie artist, you're not getting what a major label is getting on the stream. You know what I'm saying?
But Torae, I asked that, right? Because once again, right, the language, the dialogue in regards to streaming, we use it loosely, right? I don't care how long you've been in the game, but a lot of times that indie he couldn't even break down how you broke it down. You dig what I'm saying? So sometimes it's about education and putting it out there.
Oh, for sure. It's still a business. It's still a music business. So you gotta have your business shit intact.
Right, so now, in regards to this project, right, so now you break it down, all right, my stream is such and such and so on and so forth. How long do you give that project life? I
mean, I'm an artist, so I like to, continue to work a project long after the cycle is over. But I also...
What's the cycle for you, though?
It varies, a couple months. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now everything is super fast. Artists is coming back super fast. And like I said, it's a lot more clutter in the space. So you don't have people's attention as long as you once did. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. For me, put the project out, tour the project. We already shot a video, we shoot another video, you know what I'm saying? Maybe cook up a remix if you want to extend the life. But you know, the life of a project now is maybe 2 months on like a dope project. You know what I'm saying? For this EP, you know, like I said, it's only 7 songs, so it's not a lot to digest. You know, you go back to, you rewind it, bring it back a couple times. With an album, I give you a little more substance, you know what I'm saying? I give you a little more sustenance in that project, so that has something that you can kind of dial back to or kind of pull from a different chamber. But this EP is just straight beats and rhymes, so you know what I'm saying? Fuck with it for while you fuck with it, and then I'll be back for more.
Yeah, but the fact that you were able to also take this, right, but still tour with it, you dig what I'm saying?
Right.
How did that come about? And your relationships is superb.
Whole shit is relationship. For me, the whole business is a relationship, because there's no manager, no booking agency, and, you know what I mean, publicist, and none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's me, people that I know if they pick up the phone and say, yo, tour, can you be here? and you say 8 o'clock, I'm gonna pull up at 7:49 or something like that. I'm gonna be professional with no entourage, and that goes a long way. Like your reputation always got to beat you through the door. You know what I'm saying? So people know, like, you call me, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna give you quality work, and I'm gonna go on about my business. And just having relationships, having toured in the past and met people and venue owners and different promoters and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's album time or project time, you can always reach back out and jump on something, or maybe have a relationship with an artist that's going out and you can jump on that and poly it together. So that's what's important. You know what I'm saying? But like anything for me in this business has come to me because I had solid relationships. Of course.
With this, I mean, listen, it carries on, man.
For sure.
So I really want to run with this, man. All praises due, man.
All praises due.
You managed to take it, you merch, you know what I mean? You've done, I mean, when you take it, you run with it.
You have to.
No, and I like I said, I'm really on it, man, because, you say a lifeline of 2 months, you dig what I'm saying? But it's just not about the body of work, you dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's you bringing everything, you know what I mean? Now you were serious, you were Revolt. Do you think that those play a role in people? Because now you're dealing with a bevy of different generations.
Right.
Do you think that you playing those roles help them understand you a bit more? Because I'm pretty sure you've done certain things, and sometimes a person may come up to you and only know you for Revolt or for serious. You know what I mean?
Right. Which is hilarious to me, but I've learned to accept that. It was kind of like I'm not like a blow to the ego, but like as an MC, somebody had been putting it down for years. Like I'm thinking that's where you know me from, or at least you should know me from that. But I also understood that my music only has a certain amount of reach without a big budget and marketing and things like that, and the machine behind it. And that was the reason why I decided to get into other endeavors. So just like I flew in today, man, and a dude walked through, like I always, when I'm in the airport, that's like probably a place I get recognized a lot, you know what I'm saying, like a few different times or whatever, whether it be TSA or other passengers and things like that. So the dude came up and he was like, yo, Torae, what's good? I was like, chilling. And he was like, yeah, I love you on the radio. And the only reason that was funny to me in that instance was because radio is audio, you know what I'm saying? So for him to recognize me without me saying anything, it was kind of, I was like, oh wow. But again, you tie in the video component, you tie in the social media component, and now people can kind of put a face to a voice. But that was crazy, because anytime people come up to me, it's either they saw me on TV or they know me as an artist. So the radio, being recognized as a radio personality was funny in that instance, because recognizing me on face. But like I take it all, like it's all part of the Torae brand. It's all part of like different facets of who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I never fabricate or give you anything outside of who I am. So if you know me from the radio, you know the same Torae that's the MC. If you know me as Mr. Carr in the kids' school, that's the same Torae. Like I don't give you a bunch of different shit. You know what I mean? I'm always me. I'm always me.
Right. But the greater thing that you stated was the sometimes that ego gets in the way. You dig what I'm saying? Because no matter what, you want people to know you as that MC.
Because I get busy, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, why you don't know about my getting busyism? You know what I mean? What are you doing wrong? Right. But I accept it, I respect it.
Right, but the greater thing about that is you have allowed your wings, right, to spread into certain things that you still love, because it's all surrounding music.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So you have really taught it to make sense, man. Did you branch out strategically in regards to now becoming this radio personality, now becoming this or that? Was those strategic?
I think every move that I made in this industry, in this business, was really sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't come into the business with the idea, like I never wanted to be a radio personality. I tell people that all the time. That was never my thing. It wasn't on my bucket list. It wasn't something I aspired towards. I wanted to put a record out, get hot, blow up, be a big rap star, turn it into TV, do TV for a minute, turn into movies, because the people that I grew up watching and loving, the Ice Cubes, the LLs, the Pacs, Kid and Play, the Latifahs, you know what I'm saying? Like they all came in through the music door and then branched out into other things in entertainment. And so for me, that was kind of the route I wanted to take. Music came kind of like in a roundabout way. I mean, radio came in a roundabout way. And initially I was like apprehensive to it. And then I was like, well, you know what? Don't just have your blinders on. Don't block your blessing. And I came up with this phrase, which is always take the meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know what's on the other side of the table. You never know what that meeting is going to bring forth. So take the meeting. And if you don't like it, you ain't like it when you got there. So you lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe an hour of your time. But if it's something there on the other side that you didn't even think about, it could take your career and blow you up and blossom you into a whole different thing. And so, you know, I ended up doing radio. I enjoyed it. I said I'd give it a 3-week trial with DJ Eclipse. You know, he had me on as his co-host. After 3 weeks, I still enjoyed it. You know, I was like, yo, this is dope. I did the show with him for maybe 3 years.
Right.
And then I reached out and I was like, well, now it's time for me to do my own thing. Because I'm always still about my own brand and ownership and, you know what I'm saying, like just ways I could kind of monopolize the situation. And so the tour guide was born from that.
So how hard was it not to really just, you know, focus on Torae and put on this whole layout of albums that, you know what I mean, that you put out?
I mean, it's not hard because it's like you got to kind of like compartmentalize or understand how to manage your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I do a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? And time management is key. So, you know, when it's album time or when it's creative time, I don't let no outside noise block the creative because I know that that's, you know, that's how I get my shit off. That's my bread and butter is my creative. When I move into the radio host space, I understand my position in that. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that can sit down and conduct an interview with an artist, but give it a different spin because I know what it's like to be in the studio locked in and you come up with some crazy shit. I know what it's like to be on the road for 30 days straight and you missing home and, you know what I mean, the food is whack. Like, so we could just have a different type of conversation. We could have a different type of interaction. And then the same with like hosting events or TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you liken it to like a big puzzle, you just figure out which piece you need to fit in at what time.
Clearly.
You know what I'm saying? And you make it work.
Yeah, and I see you got a taste of that bug, man, that TV bug, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That movie bug, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How's that been coming along?
It's dope, man. It's dope.
I need you to put a few of them things out that you've been, you know.
Yeah. I guess the biggest thing people saw me and know me from is The Breaks on VH1.
Right.
Was we did a backdoor pilot with VH1, which was a movie that turned into a series. Short-lived, you know, we only got 1 season, which was unfortunate because a lot of people enjoyed the project.
But it's hard.
But it was dope. Yeah,
so part of your career, man.
For sure. Another, like, that's something I could check off, and like that's history, so you can't take it away. Since then I've done, I can't even remember, maybe 6 commercials.
Right. 4
or 5 commercials or 6 commercials. So now it's just about really honing the skill, taking more acting classes, doing more improv, you know what I'm saying, and just being able to work my skill set into what they look for, you know what I'm saying, on that side of entertainment. So it's like auditions, you know what I'm saying, like I haven't auditioned as much as I wanted to in this past year just because I made a transition, move, run around, and then I put out a project which is more running around. But 2019, like full speed ahead, you know what I'm saying, like I'm trying to get every role.
I say. Listen, you know, no, but I say that, man, once again, man, you're wearing a lot of hats, man, but when it comes to acting, man, I think that, you know, artists, man, are just, they are animated. For sure. I mean, for them to lay out, like, you know, as an MC, man, for you to really clearly lay out a rhyme and then do a video to it, right? And play the role. Right. That transition.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing it, you know, to a degree, you know what I'm saying? Especially a lot of the music or the videos, like, even I work with some really talented people. I like to always surround myself with people that are really dope at what they do. I always have input, you know what I'm saying? Like, I come to them with a treatment, they come back, you know what I mean? We meet in the middle, or they come to me with a treatment, and I say, yo, let's try this and that. So it was always like a collaborative effort and all of that. So being able to bring a song to life, you know, and tell a story. Obviously, I'm a writer already by trade. To be able to tell that story, reenact it, and act it out on screen is something I had to learn how to do. And then just kind of taking that talent, that skill, and learning how to memorize a script. You can memorize a verse, you can memorize a script. Now, once you got the words in, now you got to put the action in. You know what I'm saying? But something that I learned early was acting is reacting. It's all about reacting. Like, we sitting here, we having this conversation. You say something to me, I might lean in because you know what I mean, or I might sit back, or if it's not going good, my body language is going to tell a story. And that's really what acting is, you know what I'm saying? It's just reacting to what's going on, what the dialogue is. You know the words, you know what you want to say, but maybe you wouldn't have said it like that. Maybe you'd have, yo, fam, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. You can say, fam, you know what, 3 different ways, and it mean 3 different things, but the words are the same. You know what I'm saying? So, like, knowing that and using that and going in and just trying to nail every time I get in there has been dope.
You know, so now, like I said, I always go back to these hats, man. When you're hosting, right? You're hosting. Or matter of fact, interviewing. Now, you're interviewing artists, right? that's a process, man.
For sure.
Have and I'm bringing this up, man, because as you said, I can feel body movement, man. You know what I'm saying? How do you separate what you dislike about the music, right? But then you get this artist up there, and you're delving into the mindsets of this artist.
Right.
How do you manage that?
For me, it's all like respect. Like respect is the lowest common denominator.
Right.
So if I don't got no respect for you, you know, even if I don't love your music,
right,
I can respect you as a man and never press play on a song or, you know, choose not to fuck with none of your music. But I respect what you do. I respect your business acumen, your hustle. You know, you might do things in the community. Like, it's just got to be that. You know what I mean? We got to meet somewhere.
Right.
There's been tons of interviews I've turned down because, A, I don't think the person is a good person. B, I don't like the music. I don't want to be in this corporate building and smack nobody because I'm still from Brooklyn, Coney Island, what up? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I've been able to afford myself the opportunity to be able to say no to certain things and turn down things because you don't take everything. Every bag ain't a good bag. Every sit down ain't a good sit down. But if it's a respect level there, I can sit down with you, we can have a conversation, and then I can find something in you that I might think is super dope. And again, it don't necessarily have to be the music. It could be like, yo, my hustle, yo, I put out all my projects by myself, and I did this, and I turned this, and I got this deal.
Something that inspired you.
I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm adapt you all day on that. That's respect. And, you know, it don't have to be me, like, loving the music. Sometimes you sit down with a person whose music you really love, and they turn out to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, but you deal with it. But for me, like I always go in, like I said, the first thing that we gotta have is a respect. If I respect you, I can sit down with you, we'll chop it up, and then we'll see what happens. Right. Some of my like friendships and relationships is blossomed from interviews on the radio. Some people that I went in with a high level of respect, we didn't have that connection and that click, and that's cool too. And some people, you know, we chopped it up, and you know, maybe they've been on the show 2-3 times, and on that 4th time, it was like, yo, matter of fact, I'm gonna be in such and such. Take my math and, you know what I mean? Right. And then you form these relationships, and that kind of goes back to early in the conversation, like relationships are everything in this business.
Right. I like the fact that you spoke of being autonomous, right? Thinker, but also one that can also dictate, right? Who you deal with, right? You know, who you interview, because I'm still a human being. I am still this individual.
Oh, for sure.
You dig what I'm saying?
For sure.
Despite how you see me and what's your perception, there's still that level of, I may not, you know what I mean? And you know, a lot of times, I say that because sometimes we put ourselves in situations where we're only looking at the bag as opposed to who we are and what we stand for. So as a brand, you're always still looking at the brand.
Absolutely. My brand has always got to be on par with what I've built it up to be. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people be like, oh, you sat with Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fuck with Wiz Khalifa. Why? You know him? You met him? You had a problem?
Right.
You ran over your foot with a shopping cart at the grocery store?
Right.
Or you don't like that song? You don't know that man. You don't know what type of father he is.
Right.
You don't know what type of business person he is. Right. You don't know what kind of thinker he is. You know what I'm saying? His level of intellect. You just basing it off you being really closed-minded. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I open this shit up. Let's have a conversation. I love Wiz. Wiz is a great human being. Right. And he's a dope artist. If that's not your cup of tea, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But just for you to blindly go in, and, you know, this is not to single out Wiz, but there's been, you know, tons of people that I've interviewed that people look at me like, oh, that ain't real hip hop. And all right, cool. Well, guess what? That interview made X amount of dollars that I used to go to the so I could do a song with DJ Premier. So it still fucking worked in your benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how this shit works.
But it needs to be said though. You did
for sure.
To be said. Was there an artist, man, that kind of threw your equilibrium off with you? Like, oh wow, he inspired me. He or she inspired me.
I love having conversations with Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause Nipsey understand that he get it from the mud. He started out in the street, you know what I'm saying? He transitioned into a great business person all the time, being a super dope artist. So like just seeing Nipsey and his grind and his hustle and you know how it's paying off in 2019, 2018 is really dope. I love Young Dolph, you know what I'm saying? Like his independent hustle. You know, he's an integrity guy, you know what I'm saying? Like integrity first over, you know, he just turned down, it was, you know, highly reported about this big deal that he turned down, and it was like, yo, I want to retain my ownership and key. Like, ownership is key. People give away their ownership so fast, looking at today and not in 10 years and not in 20 years. And when they double back and your shit is in the Burger King commercial and you sitting there like this on your couch in your 1 bedroom because you don't own your shit, that's when you're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? So like, for me, ownership is key. Owning all my projects, having control to say yes, no.
Right.
Torae, you want to use a song in this movie? Let's do it. Who we got to talk to? You talking to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's as simple as that. Right. Whereas other people got to jump through hurdles, or they can't say yes or no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that issue. So it's tons of people, you know, Yo Gotti, you know, I mean, it's tons of people that I've been able to sit down and chop it up with and kind of pick their brain. Tech 9 is dope. I just saw Kweli, you know, Kweli, somebody who, like, Brooklyn hip hop, indie label, big indie label, major label, back indie ownership, brand control, bringing in artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit is dope to me. So, you know, I kind of take bits and pieces from everybody's story to create mine.
Right, which has been working.
So far.
You know, has there been a time, right, you know, because like I said, you know, has there been times where you were frustrated, right, just about the sound? You know, because, you know, we kind of tend, and I'm just saying we, right? We'll get caught up on the now. You know, the sound, you know, what's not right, quote unquote. What's not right in general, but it may be going right for you or whatever. Have you ever gotten in that frustration mode where I'm just like, F it, I don't want to do this no more? So
yeah, I mean, it's never been about like the music not being right or shit like that. Like, the music that I create and my peers and my counterparts, like, they make the music that I love, that I think is dope. So I never turn on what's happening in mainstream music and get disappointed in that, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, feel like that's cool. Some of it is alright, a lot of it is trash. But my peers give me so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got tons and tons of music that I could listen to. So it's never that. My frustration, though, I mean, shit, it depends on what day of the week, you know, it is. Like, because you have high highs, you have low lows, you have everything in between that you got to deal with in the midst of running the business. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, I get frustrated, you know, and comparison is the thief of joy. So anytime you compare yourself to this guy or that guy, you're going to feel away. You might feel good or you might feel terrible. My biggest competition is always the man in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Being better than Torae was yesterday. Knowing that 10 years ago I was in a whole other situation and circumstance and predicament. And knowing that from 10 years from now, I hope to be in a greater place. You know what I'm saying? But it's always just doing the work. So yeah, you know, but I get frustrated because the shit is hard to do it on your own. But then, you know, how much are you willing to give up to get to the other side? You give up so much that you lose yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and that's the great thing about that, of having autonomy. You know what I'm saying? You know, and part of that frustration, I ask a lot of artists this, right? You know, because sometimes, you know, longevity is key.
Facts.
Longevity is key, man.
Big facts.
I've seen individuals, though, in the pockets, right, in the eras of the sound, have kind of sold a soul, right, to sound like that moment.
Right.
Frustration. Have you ever got to that point where you wanted to sound like the moment?
Nah.
On one song, on the project.
I mean, I like to show my versatility. Like, something that's dope about me is that I get a chance to get that shit off because I write. You know what I'm saying? Like, I write and I do co-writes.
Right.
So it's like, oh, that bounce is crazy. That flow is crazy. That's not in line with what Torae's brand is. Okay. But when XYZ called me and said, yo, we're in the studio, pull up. I was like, yo, I got the pocket already. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'm able to, like, I'm a writer. So I'm able to get that shit off and still stay in line with what I do and what people know me for. So yeah, again, like, for me, it's just ways to be creative. It's outlets. Like, you never got to box yourself in, paint yourself into a corner. As soon as you get there, figure out how to bounce out that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just keep going and keep going and keep growing. It's like room for so much. There's so many possibilities and ways to do it. People get frustrated. Oh, but I ain't selling X amount of record. All right, well, sell t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Along with the record. Or I can't get on the road. All right, well, go do a door deal or do a free show. Do 10 free shows. Build yourself up in that market. Come back, double back on it. Maybe you don't get them on the second time. Maybe you break even second time. Third time, go get your bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be in it. Like, you got to be a grinder. You got to be a hustler. And for people that get in for the wrong reasons, I think those are the ones that fall by the wayside. Because you're thinking like, oh, it's going to happen this quick, and I'm going to get this bread, and I'm going to do this and this and that. And when it don't happen on your timetable, then you kind of fall back. If you in it for the long haul, like you said, longevity, I'm 10 years in, next 5 years, next 5 years after that, next 5 years after that, I'm going to still be here. You know what I'm saying?
All praises due, right? 2 years. Right?
Lord willing, I'm going to still be here.
Lord willing, you'll be here. All praises due. 2 years. It took 2 years, right?
To make all praises due?
No, to put it out, right?
Yeah, since entitled. Yeah.
Did you feel like you were a new artist in a sense? Once again, 2 years is a little while.
I mean, I do have a core audience that I can always rely on and lean back on, which is really dope. You know what I'm saying? But
I need this, not to cut you off. I needed to, when you understand your craft, right?
Right.
You understand that you still have that core audience.
Got a core audience. Yeah, they built in because it was organic. Like they grew, they learned, they came in, they growed up with me. You know what I mean? Right. And so, yeah, they there. All I gotta do is let them know it's product moving. You know what I'm saying? And they're excited. The goal is always to grow the audience and build it. You know what I'm saying? And get new people involved as well. Just because you always want your music to hit as many people as possible, and affect as many people as possible. But yeah, like I can always tap into my core audience, my fan base that I've been able to build. And when you have that, they don't go away. Because if you growing in your music, they growing right along. Right. Now we both got 2 kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now we both paying the mortgage. Right. You know what I'm saying? When I started, I was in the project. Oh, you was in the projects too. Oh, so you saw this process and this development, you know what I'm saying, along with me. You know what I'm saying? And so like the music grows, the audience grows, and they stay with you. You know what I'm saying? And in the interim, of course, you still seeking and reaching out to new people as well. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's always there. That's a blessing.
In closing, man, business ventures, man. Any other new business ventures that you're about to delve into? I gotta keep on the low. I'm not going to disclose. You never do that till the ink is dry, the contracts are signed, and you know what I mean. You got the first cut back. But it's a work in progress.
Yeah, but I got some dope things. I will say this: I got discouraged maybe in the middle of the year because I had come up with a few different ideas. 4 to be exact. 4 different ideas I thought about. I kind of ran it by some people I wanted to work with. Put together like a soft pitch, and then I saw it happen. That was one thing. I was like, damn, that was a good idea though. Let me know I was in the right place. Right. Then I saw it happen the second time. Then I saw it happen the third time. The 4th time, my lawyer and I were literally like finalizing the paperwork so that we could present it, and then I saw it in the marketplace. And I was like, fuck. And I was real discouraged because, for one, I was fresh out of ideas at the time, but 2, like as a creative, when you coming up with ideas and you kind of formulating and you put it together, that's a lot of energy you putting into that. That's a lot of time you putting into that, and to kind of see it happen down the block is always disheartening. Right. But somebody told me, because like I was having this conversation, and somebody's like, "Yo, but you got the real." You got the view and you got the talk. All them shits is just 4 or 5 ladies sitting at the table talking their shit, right? They all exist in the space and they all kind of have their own niche. Right. And I was like, wow, I can revisit some of these ideas and tweak them and grow them and create them and still be able to have them exist in the marketplace, because there's room. Like you go to bread, it ain't just Wonder and that's it. You got motherfucking multi-grain, you got whole grain, you got pumpernickel, you got cinnamon raisin, tons of breads in the bread aisle. So get to the bread aisle and get. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm gonna do with some of the ideas and concepts I have. But then I was also able to cook up some whole new shit. So I'm really excited about that. Right. Yeah, just more projects, more creative endeavors and ownership. You know what I'm saying? Moving into the next year.
That I'm glad that you stayed, running into a wall, right? But getting over those hurdles, right?
Got to keep pushing.
The greater thing about that is, once again, we go back to relationships and being amongst powerful thinkers.
For sure.
Keeps that will.
Oh, for sure.
Man. Despite that patch you might be in mentally, that will is constantly going.
Always surround yourself with creative people, with intelligent people, with driven people. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they gonna come up with a whole different idea and spin that you ain't think about. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, there's always an opportunity to just evolve and grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you surround myself with minded people and people that are intelligent and people that are driven and motivational, you know what I'm saying? And I had to keep the engine going.
So we kind of can, you know, read through those lines and everything and kind of get what I want in.
Because we have a different talk and a different table, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah, I want in, you know what I mean?
Word.
In closing, man, I appreciate you, man. I would figure that new project for 2019 is coming out soon. I don't think that you're gonna keep us going, keep us waiting another year or two.
I did tweet out that I was putting out 2 projects in 2019. So
oh my.
I want to stay true to that tweet somewhat.
And he's consistent with the fact that, listen, I tweeted that, but I'm gonna tell you this in this interview.
Yeah, I tweeted that. But I'm gonna tell you this in this interview, I'm supposed to be way further than I am in one of those projects. So maybe you might not get 2 in 2019, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what my time is like, and of course my creative energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never force the pen. I never get in the studio and I gotta make a song today. Like, if it's not there, it's not there. So I never force the creative process. I let it come to me when it comes to me, and I let it, you know, come out. Pause when it's time to come out. Pause.
Listen, right, in the sense that,
pause.
Man, they keep putting this bullshit, right? So now we're talking about the project, and we're gonna end it, right? Is there any artists that you would like to work with on this project or 2?
I won't talk about, well, shit, damn, how do I answer that? I'll give you like a list of people that I want to work with. Maybe it happened on this project. And maybe
I'm just saying, throwing it out there.
Yeah, like, man, Eric Sermon, big fan of Eric Sermon. Super dope producer, great MC. Always loved his work. Grew up a huge EPMD fan, so would love to work with him. Dr. Dre is on the Mount Rushmore of just, you know, some of the most incredible musicians in the business. And I've worked with a lot of his counterparts, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm hoping that can come to fruition. Patti LaBelle, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, why not, man? Me and Miss Patty cook up, you know what I mean? I might even eat a slice of pie. I'm vegan now, but I might eat a slice of pie if Miss Patty say so. You know what I mean? You know, it goes. Raphael Sadiq is a genius. Is brilliant. The Dream is brilliant.
He has yet to say any new musician or artist.
Anybody new that's dope? Oh, I mean, there's tons of new people that's dope. They're just not like on my bucket list. Like right now, I'm like trying to knock off my bucket list because so much of it is like, my motherfucking 89% done. You know what I mean? So I might as well try to bang out this last 11. Just Blaze. I don't want my next solo album to come out without Just Blaze's involvement. I'll say that. Like, I really want to work with Just. And I know Just is in a whole different space right now. We speak, we talk, you know, we see each other as love. But, you know, I really want to work with Just because he's a brilliant mind. You know, I'm going to leave the rest off because, like, we close to getting some of those done. You know, so that might find itself on the next project.
Man, that was awesome, man.
See, thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, man.
All love.